Robotron 2084 is a multi-directional shooter video game developed by Eugene Jarvis and Larry DeMar of VidKids and released in the arcades by Williams Electronics in 1982. The game is set in the year 2084 in a fictional world where robots have turned against humans in a cybernetic revolt. The aim is to defeat endless waves of robots, rescue surviving humans and earn as many points as possible. Jarvis and DeMar drew inspiration from 1984, Berserk and Space Invaders for the design of Robotron 2084. A 2-joystick control system was implemented to provide the player with more precise controls, and enemies with different behaviours were added to make the game challenging. Jarvis and DeMar designed the game to instill panic in players by presenting them with conflicting goals and having on-screen projectiles coming from multiple directions. Robotron 2084 was a critically and commercial success. Praise amongst critics focused on the game's intense action and control scheme. Though not the first game with a twin-stick joystick control scheme, Robotron 2084 is cited as the game that popularised it. It was ported to numerous home systems, most of which were hampered by the lack of 2 joysticks. Jarvis used the same control scheme in Smash TV. The game is frequently listed as one of Jarvis's best contributions to the video game industry. There are many parts of Robotron 2084, and we're starting off with the Apple II version. Now this gives us a choice of options for controls to try and replicate the arcade feel, such as a mix of keyboard and joystick, or maybe using paddles. But playing with a regular 1-button joystick gives us a very average experience, as you can only shoot in the direction you are moving. This is the fate of most ports, but what kills this one is how slowly you move compared to the enemies. The Atari 8-bit line of home computers is next with this rather authentic sounding but poorly playing port. The issue here is that the player moves around on a grid, which results in clunky movements and controls that aren't as accurate as they should be. Robotron 2084 also came out on the Atari consoles of the time. This is the 5200 version. As to be expected, it's identical to the Atari line of 8-bit home computers. Next is the Atari 7800 release. This has the exact same issue as the 5200 version. in that the game plays on a grid, making it awkward to target enemies with accuracy. You can even play Robotron on the move with this Lynx version. This one has slightly odd controls in that one button rotates your shot clockwise while the other rotates it anti-clockwise. This system would work quite well if not for one major issue. It's too slow. Yep, if only you could rotate the shot direction faster, this would have been a really nice port, but as it is, it can be quite frustrating. Next up is the BBC Micro, which has quite a nice sounding version of Robotron. While not arcade accurate, it does sound smooth and not as harsh on the ears as the other versions on Atari systems. Acorn Electron next, with a port that is basically identical to the BBC Micro in looks, sound and playability. Now this is a very odd and honestly pretty poor effort on the C64. For one, you can't shoot unless you're moving. Then we have the very odd audio that plays every time you take a step. Certainly a port that was conceived while someone was smoking some very special tobacco. ZX Spectrum even got an official port, but it's rather broken. The game speeds up depending upon how much is on screen. Also, the collision detection is awful, and you get surrounded way too easily, giving no opportunity to shoot the enemy. Sadly, yet another shoddy port. Robotron also made its way onto the Commodore VIC-20. This is another one where you can only shoot while moving. It's quite a nice effort considering the hardware, but I wouldn't call it a good time, as the play area is quite cramped. The first 16-bit port went to the Atari ST. Now I was expecting something very close to the arcade game, but sadly this isn't it. While this version does look better than all other versions so far, it isn't as good as it could have been. The gameplay is a little clunky and the enemy AI needs work. Next up we have the PC DOS release that runs in CGA mode. If you're a PC gamer who's very comfortable with keyboard controls, then this could be the best playing version so far, as it does replicate the arcade controls well. If you're like me on the other hand, then you're screwed, as the joystick controls are terrible. Trying to shoot in the correct direction is a nightmare. As part of the Williams Arcade Greatest Hits, Robotron 84 hit the Mega Drive, and this is more like it. Finally, a port that resembles the arcade game in look, sound and playability. If you're looking for a non-emulated port of Robotron, you can't go wrong with this Mega Drive port. But is there another alternative? Williams Arcade's Greatest Hits was also on the Super Nintendo, and yes, it also includes Robotron. Just like the Mega Drive version, this also looks and sounds like the arcade, but is it better than the Mega Drive port? In short, yes. Simply due to one factor: the controls. The Super Nintendo Diamond button configuration just suits this game's controls better than that of the Mega Drive controller, making it the superior version. And let's take a look at all those versions of Robotron 2084 running side by side.